Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Stefan, and today I'm going to talk about something very practical, which is learning Icelandic. For many of you who have lived in Iceland or planning to do so, you might or you have already struggled with learning Icelandic. I mean, that is totally normal because Icelandic language is not that easy to learn, even for Icelanders. A lot of my friends told me that this is one of the most difficult languages to learn in the world. So be happy that you have already started this journey, while a lot of other people haven't even started. Well, actually I have another video which is basically talking about the story of me learning different languages. You can actually check here to see the video. But I feel like I need to make one episode that is just only focusing on Icelandic, not only because this is heavily requested by a lot of other audiences, but also since me currently learning Icelandic mainly here in Iceland, so I can tell you more of my experience, which will be more practical and informative. So in this video, I'm gonna show you 4 key points of learning Icelandic. And I hope after this video, you will be able to make some progress on learning Icelandic. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, the first thing, which is always motivation. Here we have 2 different kind of categories. Number 1, you live in Iceland, and number 2, you don't live in Iceland. So first, if you do live in Iceland, you actually kind of don't need that many motivations anymore just by living in Iceland. Because as we know, living in Iceland, language is actually quite important. From my previous video, I have had a nice conversation with my mentor and also my Icelandic friend. We actually went through some of the topics that is related to this part of the things that we're talking about now. So you can actually check this video and to hear what an Icelandic people say about learning Icelandic for foreigners. Well, if you live in Iceland and you wish to get into the society, then you definitely need to learn Icelandic. This is the first important thing that has to come to your mind. So, learning Icelandic actually will make your life here in Iceland much easier and make friends easier with Icelandic people. You are not gonna enjoy the feeling of considered as an outsider by Icelandic people, so learn Icelandic, don't be lazy. This is definitely an important motivation. Okay, second, you don't live in Iceland. So if you don't live in Iceland, things can be a little bit interesting. Then you need to find something to motivate you. For me personally, I am a big fan of this TV show called The Vikings. I believe many of you have watched this if you are interested into Nordic culture or Viking culture. I do actually recommend this is a very good show to watch. So in this show, people do speak Old Norse partially, or at least they try to. And as we all know, Old Norse is one of the most closest language to Icelandic. In history, of course, nowadays is Faroese. That is the closest language to Icelandic. So I became very intriguing to Old Norse and Icelandic. That was actually the reason why I picked up the interest of learning Icelandic in the beginning. And some other people that I know who actually studies Viking culture, and then they started to hook up with learning Icelandic because they found the language is quite fascinating. So you have actually quite a few reasons to learn Icelandic, and you just need to find them and use these things to motivate yourself to learn Icelandic while you are not living in Iceland. Okay, so after you figured out your motivation, then it comes to the second key point, which is the material. So I'm gonna show you some of the material that I have been using and how does it actually work. So the first website that I'm gonna show you is Icelandic Online, because this is the first website that I've been using for learning Icelandic. Okay, so without further ado, let me show you. I need to record my screen. Here we go. Okay, so you just go on to Icelandic Online, and this is the website. So you can see here clearly on the right corner, right top, here we have a sign up and log in. So you just need to click sign up and then do everything that they request you to do, and then you can have your own account. Remember, this website is free of charge and it's created by University of Iceland, so everyone from all over the world can register themselves an account here and then to enjoy learning Icelandic. Okay, so because I have an account already, so I just use here, submit, log into my account. So after you logged in, this would be the page that you can see. On the left side, there's the button called menu. Here you can actually choose all different kind of level of the Icelandic language that you want to study. If you are learning Icelandic from scratch, then I definitely recommend you with this course called Survival. So once you click from here, then it will goes to another page. So here you will start your course. The good thing about this website is that they have a lot of practice, so you are not actually feeling bored. But the bad thing about this website that I would like to mention, just in advance, let you know, is that this website doesn't really, when you do the exercise, it doesn't really give you like the whole kind of grammar thing. So don't be surprised that you still feel a little confused after you've done this course a while, because they don't really give you any kind of like full grammar things so you can learn it. No. But if you want to go for grammar, then I would actually suggest you to go for some other books. For example, the books that I'm going to show here. The name of the book is called Learning Icelandic, and it has a book and also an exercise book, so you can get both of them. I personally haven't used these two, but I have been told that this book is quite good, so you can actually consider as sort of a grammar book to focus on. Okay, the second material that I would like to recommend you to is called Icelandska fyrir alla. So this is one of the material that actually we're using from the school. This one, it has book and also website. So here I'm gonna show you the website so you can have some more idea what is this material about. So as you can see, you need to type the name Icelandska fyrir alla here on Google and comes this link. All you need to do is to click and so Icelandska fyrir alla has 4 books, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you click here, for example, here has all the contents, and if you keep on click, then here are the actually content that you can actually study. It's very clear, right? And also you can find all the audio here. You can also download them. So you can actually study the actual book online and also listen to the audio. So it's good to improve your listening comprehension. Okay, Isländska för alla is more kind of focusing on grammar and also listening. So if you feel like this is something that you want to mainly focusing on, then definitely go for it. Regarding listening and pronunciation, I would recommend you another material which is called Hljóð og Hlustum. So this book is mainly focusing on pronunciation. I have been using this book at the school. It actually really helps. I don't know if it only comes for me, but as a matter of fact, a lot of Asian students who are learning Icelandic have the pronunciation problems. So myself, I've been struggling a lot with pronunciation, and I still do, but slowly I'm getting there. Another reason that why I'm struggling with the pronunciation is because I'm also learning Norwegian, and there's a lot of words, similar words, that I constantly using Norwegian pronunciation instead of Icelandic. So this is also something that I am struggling with. But when you get by, when you kind of practice a lot, then you always get there. Okay, there's one more website that I would like to recommend you, which is called Vel to læra íslensku. So this one is also more focusing on listening. So if you want to get more practice on listening, then this is definitely a good website. I'm gonna show you. Here. So as you can see, this is the website. The name of the website is called Vel to læra íslensku. And here we have a lot of episodes of the videos. And these are all the contents here. For example, if you want to check one of them, then you just simply click and press play. And this is the material that you can use for practice your listening. This is one of the websites that we are using for our listening and pronunciation class, and I found it quite useful because when you hear Icelandic, people speak Icelandic, they are speaking a little bit faster. So this is definitely something that we need to practice. We need to get used to a bit faster pronunciation, so we will not confused. Okay, these are the material that I've been using for learning Icelandic. Well, I am definitely not saying that you use them all, because different people have a different way of learning Icelandic. You just need to find the best material that suits you the most. Okay, after you figure out what material that you are going to use, then it comes to the third point, which is how to learn Icelandic. Basically, there are three different ways of learning a language. Number one, you're learning a language by yourself. And number two, you're learning a language at school. And number three, you're learning the language as a group study. Okay, first, if you want to learn a language by yourself, I think it's based on one point, which is that you are really good at self-controlling. Which I mean that a lot of people turn to learn language in the beginning with a lot of enthusiasm, but then after a few days, then they just kind of lost. So then they kind of give up. So learning a language by yourself is definitely not that easy. Me, myself, I have tried, and actually I've been learning Norwegian by myself. But the good thing is I have sort of a routine of learning Norwegian. So I don't need to worry that I will not study Norwegian. I always have a certain time for learning Norwegian. So this is for something that you actually have a plan and you just stick on to that. The good thing of studying by yourself is that you know clearly what are you good at and what are you bad at. So you focus on your disadvantages. So you can learn actually a little bit quicker if you're focusing onto that. But the bad thing of learning a language by yourself is that you don't really have a chance to speak about it. You're not gonna speak a language to yourself all the time. And trust me, even if you want to do so, it doesn't really very useful because you can't really give yourself suggestions while you're speaking a language to yourself. Okay, secondly, if you learn a language at school, well, I think this is definitely a good thing to do because when you're at school, you will have a better idea about the grammar and other things such as pronunciation and so on. You will have a clear picture than when you're learning by yourself. Because when you learn by yourself, you don't actually easily find problems. I mean, you might have questions, but well, sometimes you make mistakes unconsciously and you don't know. So that's the reason why when we learn a language at school with a little community and with the guidance and help of a teacher, you will easily find the problems that you have and then you will go on to improve them. So this is always much better. But remember, when you study a language at school, you also need to do a lot of exercise at home. It's not like you're learning language at school, that's it. Then you finished everything you need to do. Actually, there are more things, more homework that you need to do at home. So don't forget about that. You're not gonna count on learning everything just at school, like on the class. That is definitely not enough for you to improve your language in a short time. The third way, which is study a language as a group. This is actually my favorite way. So last year, I created a small Icelandic study group with some of my classmates, and it has been going quite well. The whole year we have been studying language constantly together, like 1 or 2 times a week. And when we study as a group, especially a small group, the good thing about it is that everyone goes through the problems that they have, and we put the problems together, we put the questions together, and we try to figure out together. So each one can help another, because different people are good at different things. When you are studying at a small group, so everyone is contributing the best part of learning a language, that really helps each other to improve. So if you ask me which way is the best, I definitely recommend you to find 3 or 4 of your friends who are also learning Icelandic, and then you can study this language together. So in this way, it helps the most. Okay, and the fourth important key points that I want to mention is that focus on one thing at a time and be confident. So when we are learning a language, a lot of people tend to make a mistake, which is learning grammar, pronunciation, and speaking at one time together. I know that you want to be efficient to learn a language, but that is not how does it work. I definitely recommend you to learn one thing at a time and focus on that. For example, If you want to learn grammar, then focus on grammar. Don't care about how does it pronounce correctly. Don't care about it, because that is something that you want to focus on at that moment and to learn the best of the grammar. When you want to learn pronunciation and then just focus on pronunciation, you don't need to know every word that is showing on that content, because that is not something that you need to focus on when you want to focus only on pronunciation. The same thing for speaking. If you want to master your speaking skills, if you want to be able to speak better Icelandic, then don't care about grammar. You know that you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. I mean, we are learning one of the most difficult languages in the world. You should be already happy that you are making the first step, while a lot of people are not actually doing it. So don't be afraid of making mistakes and be confident and believe yourself. Believe in yourself. This is always a key. So remember this, then you can actually master a language. Okay, so these are the 4 key points of learning Icelandic. Of course, you can use these tips for learning any other languages that you are currently focusing on. Give it a try and let me know your successful stories. I would be more than thrilled to know that your improvement into the language that you are currently learning. And that would be the best gift that I received from making this video. Okay. If you like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel so you will not miss all the other important, interesting and informative contents in the future that are coming along. Oh, and you can also follow me on the other social media that I will post some of the fun stories there as well. Okay, remember, keep calm and learning Icelandic. See you guys next time. Bye!